The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everybody, this is Jack, and let me know if you see my screen, and probably you don't because I haven't selected that yet. So let's do it now. Is my audio okay? So make sure that you can hear me, can see me. Then hopefully you don't get distracted for 1 hour. We do 1 hour training today. Hi Peter, hi George. I'm always sometimes it's Jorge, sometimes it's George. So forgive me if it one of the other is. So hi Belinda. So Jorge, correct? Jorge. Is it correct? No other. George. George, correct? Okay. I will try to remember that. It's good. I'm from Mount Dora. Okay. Good, Mike. So actually today 90% of the day I was working on uh, on the event. I got all my nice tools in, my headset, my speaker, my microphone, and then USB slots connected together. My IT man came in, so there was a little bit uh, delay in the audio. So now I decided to buy another tool. So, and now my son, so the speaker was kind of a little bit, I don't, they call it mud probably. So my son actually is a tuba player, and he had that professional Bose speaker, and it sounded much better. So I'm I'm allowed to use that. Yeah, all things fits together now. It has to be anyway. So worked on a little bit on the presentation. Need to do more. The agenda is getting more clear, up to the minute. I have to tell the catering how many people are attending. So yeah, a lot of things. Oh, and a very big thing is yesterday we started with the business directory beta testing. So the group was created yesterday night, actually at night, at 10 o'clock at night or so. Then the members got signed in, had contact with my programmer this morning, ordered domain, and they're getting ready to set up. So that is very active group so far. So exciting to see how that develops. It's new for me. It's new for the beta testers. I already see some good feedback. We can discuss some certain strategies. So yeah, exciting times. How things all work together. And how I forgot. Sorry. How are you? How are you? So I spoke about myself a bit. What have you been doing the last 7 days? Contacted a business, prospected, signed up a client, create a website, create an AdWords account. What have you been done on your business? Hi, Francis. Oh, George, go to Skype and ping me. You should, if you go to Skype. So I forgot all the names. So if I allowed you to go in, so there are two groups: the first beta testing and the second group. So I'm not sure if you if I say hi before last week, you are in the first group. Second group will go after a couple of weeks when, when we need the final testing. So that looks like it's going good. So yeah, Skype is not as stable as it used to be. So they make all kind of updates, and I see George now pinging me in Skype. So George, look for the new group, and probably you are a member of it. Otherwise, I will add you later on. So Francis is on schedule, so good. Did so much effort to. Okay, so today is your lucky day. So do you know why? Actually, I'm very excited about this. So too many updates. What do you mean with too many updates? Oh, Skype. Yes, you're still with Skype. Yes, Skype. Oh, I think at some point Google want to monetize, and they should. I use it a lot, but that is fine as long as it is stable, and it's not stable anymore. So today, let me start recording. I guess. Oh, it is already recording. So today is a special day. We have a special guest, and actually, the Shopper client already said that, so it cannot be a very big surprise to you. But I'm very excited that we have Matt on board to join the training today, and I'm 100% sure you will get something out today that you can use in your internet marketing. So let me try to bring Matt on board. Hi, Matt. Do you hear me?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you all. So
good. All right, cool.
So, Matt, do you want to take the screen, or what is your plan?
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to move me to. I'm actually an attendee, and it
Okay.
says Jason.
You
That's
want
crazy.
to make organizer or presenter? What do you want?
Yeah, if we could make me the presenter, that would be amazing.
Okay, I will try that.
Okay, that would be good. And then let me get my screen up here. Just let you guys know. Well, one, can you guys hear me? Just want to make sure that you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, and
So,
then
Arlene is always my right hand. Something is not good, she will tell me, and she also has all the answers good. She's on the training, like, yeah, she knows everything what I say. She remembers very well, and yeah, it's hard to come up with some question what Arlene doesn't know.
Okay, so just let you guys know, I have never had this happen before, but it says Jason Basak, and that's actually my brother, and he hates. My brother is the opposite of me. He doesn't even have a Facebook account. My brother does not like anybody knowing his name.
Hey, he getting popular tonight.
Yeah. So my name is Matt. This is not Jason, just so you know. Matt Basak. I've been anyway, I don't know if you guys know of me or anything like that, but that's kind of odd. I don't think I could change my name, but anyway, just to let you know, I do have a brother. I guess that's out there. I actually have no other siblings, so anyway, but he is anti everything. He's anti internet.
So
we're opposites.
Who knows Matt? Who was on a webinar with Matt before? Enter yes or no. Francis said yes. Boyd said yes. Mike said yes. Arlen said probably a long time ago. Belinda, no. Robert, yes. Peter said a long time ago. Deanna, no. George said maybe.
Yeah.
Clue, no. Jeffrey said no. So if I have to make a guess, half know, half don't know. So that's good. Good in the sense of Matt gets to know you and you get to know Matt. So it's the circle get increased, huh? So your circle get increased and our circle get increased.
Nice. Just real quick, so you know, I see the chat. I see that. I don't see any other anything else. So I can't see any questions.
Do you want to see? I can make you organizer maybe, but I also.
Oh, maybe that's it. Yeah, if you want to do that, that'd be cool. Just because, I mean, if you're okay with that, that's fine.
So I signed you as organizer.
Perfect. I see
maybe.
It. Okay, good. Now I can see the responses. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah, I get always energy from the response. So when I do a training, the first 5-10 minutes is always, chat a little bit, and I get motivated, and then once we get a good rhythm, then we start the training. So, and it is so I like interaction.
So yeah, so I mean, just let me give you guys a quick. I mean, it's cool, man. Since half you guys know who I am, half you guys don't. Yeah, I'll just tell you guys, I've been marketing online since 1997. I started marketing online in 1997. I started email marketing in 1999. I've made millions upon millions of dollars online. Probably my best day ever was about $3 million online. I did that when I broke the ClickBank gravity record. I don't know if you guys know anything about ClickBank. We've actually broke, if you know anything about ClickBank, ClickBank has a thing about gravity. We broke 2,086 gravity on ClickBank. So I've been around a lot. Actually, my mastermind the mastermind I was in with Dan Kennedy and Bill Glazer was with Ryan Dice and Russell Brunson. A lot of those guys, we were together for about 10 years. 8 years, I think it actually ended up being. But so I've been around, I've been behind the scenes of a lot of different companies out there, and I've built multiple multi-million-dollar companies. So I have and actually I sold off a lot of companies. So I have, a good experience all around the board, just to let you guys know when it comes to it, especially online. And what is your passion, Matt? My passion actually is helping people like you, really, when it comes down to it. My truest thing, I'm split test. I love split testing. I've done about 8,000 email split testing rounds. I don't just say I don't pull stuff out of my butt like a lot of people do. I don't pull stuff out of my head. I pull stuff out of my data, because to me, data is my religion. And that's the way I like to look at things. So I don't care. Like, even my daughter is about to get married, and I hate to say this now that you met my brother. Now let me meet my future son-in-law. Every word out of his mouth is I think, and I'm like, I don't care what you think. What does the data say? It's like I don't care. Like, from experience, let me tell you how things are in this world. So we kind of don't see eye to eye on certain things, because of course he's at that age where he thinks he knows everything, and I'm at the age where I realize I don't know anything. I think somebody said once you pass 40, you realize you don't know anything, and you wish you were back in the stage when you thought you knew everything. And that's kind of where I'm at, and that's where he's at. So, but I bring that up because what I do know is what my data says, and I think that's more important for me to anything else. Actually, I'm sitting here right now, and I've got a stack of data sitting next to me, because I'm always looking at data. And that's one thing that Jack and I, it's all good, but what does the data say? I mean, there's one time, and I'll just tell you, Jack and I were working a lot together. There's one time, the data, tells us the truth. The data is really important for everybody to look at, to make decisions, for everybody. It is unemotional. Data is unemotional. So, like, for me, I like to look at data. So just to let you guys know, I'm kind of very more data centric, and I respect companies, and I respect people that do test, and I personally don't respect. I'm the guy in college that I did graduate with a marketing degree, but I was the guy that my favorite teacher was the teacher that went out there, made millions of dollars in his business, decided his passion was to help people become good at marketing, and he taught class. I did not like the people teaching out of some stupid book that never actually went out into real life to actually did anything. They're the ones that I did not. That I did not respect the most. So just let you guys know, when I do speak, if you hear me say something like, hey, I never did that before, but here's what I would do, then I just want to be clear. That's where I come from when I'm talking. It's like, but I've done this. Here's what I found to be true. So anywhere we go from there, just to let you know.
Good. Yeah, and when Matt speaks about data and results, he kind of has a dollar sign to it. So the dollar sign, what makes the most money wins. That is kind of correct.
That is 1,000% on. Like, I mean,
so
yeah.
So you can have like a high percentage or a high number, but if something has another characteristic but makes the most money, then is that the characteristic where you have to go after. Does that make sense? So maybe you want to send a lot of emails, okay? Maybe you send an emails and you like a lot of opens, but those opens doesn't result in money. So then Matt and me are not after that open, but are after, let's say, the phone calls. How many phone calls generate that email? How many sign-ups resulted in that email? How many clients did I get from that email? Does that make sense? So you have to see the data in a kind of thing, the bank account. So what does the bank account, what results in a healthy bank account?
Well, I mean, let me give you guys a good answer is this. A lot of people look at the scoreboard as, he was talking about opens. Like, to me, opens are for egos. Clicks are for cash. So I'm always looking at clicks, but many of you guys are coming from a different perspective. It really comes down, click is a response. And if we're not getting responses, especially positive responses that equate to cash, then what good is it? And just because somebody opens something doesn't mean anything's going to happen. Just because somebody looks, just because it lands in their mailbox or just because we knock on a door doesn't mean anything. How much money are we turning in here? And the best, how do we know? Because to me, business is a game, and it's a sport. It really is. To me, business, that's how I look at it. It is a sport, and it's a sport of numbers. But it's not just a sport of numbers. How would you know if you're winning the game of business? Business is about making money. It's about nothing else. If it was about something, if we don't play the game from a money perspective, then we're just playing a hobby, and realize that. So if you're not playing to put money in your pocket, then you're playing a hobby. And at the end of the day, that's what we're doing is we're looking. The scoreboard is our bank account. The true scoreboard is if our bank account's negative, we're losing the game. If our bank account's at zero, we're losing the game. If our bank account's pretty high, we're winning the game. And the more that comes into our bank accounts, because a lot of people also focus on the wrong things too. A lot of people are focusing on revenue. They're not focusing on profits. Like, I ran a company, $20 million company. Did I make $20 million? No. I ran a $3 million company. I made $1 million that year. When you're doing it, I mean, in less headaches and everything else. So some people play a little bit differently and, want to look at the numbers. To me, it's all about profits, how profitable we are with whatever we're doing. And, I'm always looking at one of the most profitable things for me and all the stuff that I am doing has always been email. Email has been the number one most profitable thing that I've ever done in my history. And I've made my first $1 million with 10,000 subscribers. And 10,000 subscribers made over $1 million in less than 6 months from it. So it's really important to analyze those things. And let me just I've got some things I want to share with you guys here right now. Jack, I don't know what direction you want me to go because I'm kind of this isn't a selling present. I'm not selling you guys anything.
No,
which I'm in a position that's kind of different for me. I usually sell stuff. So you can ask me questions or whatever you want to do.
My Tuesday training are typically not selling training. I didn't ask you to come on the the webinar for something to get sold, correct? So that is not my style. Sometimes I do promotion because I want to reward you that you take the time to come on my training, but they are not selling intent. So I asked Matt, because you are new to Matt and Matt is new to you, to develop a relationship, and also with a relationship is providing content, and that is that is the idea of this hour.
Yeah. So let me give you guys some. So I'll tell you what. Here's what I want to do. Is this actually? Is it? I'm gonna get on. Let me go on webcam real quick. I'm just gonna move something over. I just saw something that would just kind of share real quick on video. Let's see. Will my webcam work? Let's see here. See if you guys can see me. All right, cool.
Yeah.
You guys can see me. So look at this right here. This pile, which maybe you can see all these are different split tests. Actually, if I took this page right here, and you can kind of see that this is pages and pages. Actually, I ran out of paper with all these split tests. Each page is over 8 split tests on each page. That's how much I split test. I've done it over 8,000 different times. And in my big thing I like talking about is email. So I want you to listen up for the different ear for you guys, because I know each and every one of you are, maybe in a different space. Let me just say, is everybody in local? Like, are you in local? What's your niche? Is it local? Because then I could craft my conversation around you guys. So everybody's in local. I'm getting local. Okay, local. Okay, MLM, local apps. Okay, cool. This thing's blowing up with local. So I just wanted MN make money online. Okay, cool. Local. John Hemingway, I'm just going to tell you, I love your last name. I couldn't ask for a better one. Sorry. Let's go. That's cool. Okay, so newbie. Okay, local. There's a lot of local. All right, so I just want to be clear so I can talk to you guys on a local level. Now, let me ask you another quick question just to get should be an email writer. Yeah, you should, copywriter. But okay, so let me ask you guys another question. And the question is this. Are you guys using like maybe an opt-in page for people to get something like are using opt-in pages, lead magnets, whatever the heck they're calling them these days? I'm getting yes, no, yes, not yet. After 3 years, you need to. Yes. Okay. Absolutely, yes, should be, yes. Messenger. Okay, well, I saw your question, Brian. I'm going to answer that a little bit later if that's cool, because I do have a cool little trick for you. Cool. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of yeses or absolutely or I should be, okay, so I'm going to go off screen. I just want to let you know I'm real. And yeah, I'm real. I'm here. So this is, so I'm gonna turn this off because I'm staring at myself, and I don't like doing that. I know I'm pretty ugly. I'm not one of those guys that get intrigued about staring at myself. All right, but so let me share with you guys this. This is really important, and if I can pound one thing in your mind, this is the thing I want to pound in your mind. I think it's really important. I think it's going to be a big takeaway for everybody that's on here, and you guys are going to walk away and hopefully thank Jack for allowing me to be on here. But so I'm going to share with you something, and I call it, it's really the secret. It's an email hack that will get you 320% more revenue. Okay. Now, as I'm doing this, I want to share with you some things that are really important. I know people are talking about bots these days, and people are talking about all these different strategies and everything else, when it comes out there to it. But I'm very email centric. Somebody called me yesterday the defender of email, and I really like that name. So I'm going to steal that and use it because I am the defender of email, because it's amazing to me. And I want you to think about this. Everybody thinks email marketing is dead, and the fact is it's not true. Actually, you see these reports that, say that, the reports of death to email marketing. Even Advertising Week said it's greatly exaggerated. You got email newsletters or, for email newsletters, death is greatly exaggerated. In fact, I was just at a conference for financial planners, and as I was there, of course, when I went, the tracks I went to were all the marketing tracks, because I don't want to sit there and look at, I just want to sit there and listen to everything else they're talking about. So I went down all the marketing tracks, And when I went, and like this room was full of all these people, like, we're going to tell you the biggest secret when it comes to, you know, building your financial planning business. And I was like, because my wife's in that world, and I was like, oh, I wonder what it is. And like, I'm all intrigued. And then they told me it's an email newsletter, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I was like, okay, cool. Like, I love it. Like, you just proved it, but it was interesting. I didn't think that was going to be it. And I'll actually tell you another thing that I did learn, and you guys might want to write this down. If you have what I would call a branding page, or a page that somebody's go to, out of all the tabs on top of your page, you know, where you got your services, your prices, where you got your, you know, all those different things, they did mention something, because this person did a lot of testing, and out of all the tabs at the top of the page, let me just ask this: what do you think the number one most, you know, clicked place is on a top of a page? Like when it goes into service, you know what I'm talking about. If you have one of those pages that says, you know, click here for services, click here for prices, click here for, you know, about us, click here for this, click here to contact us, click here. What do you think the number one place that people click on? Just guess. I want it to be interesting to see what you guys think. Damn, you guys, most of you guys got it. But let's see. We got about us, question mark, blog, about. And the answer is yes, about us. And the reason I want to tell you that is because that's a huge, and bring that up, and I want everybody to know, is when it comes down to it, on the About Us page, if you're not putting a way to capture people's information, nobody's really going to your Contact Us page. They're going to About Us page. They want to know a little more about you. Utilize that as a place to capture people's information, whether you're putting a form there, putting something else. It's a great place for you to pick up. That's, you know, you're losing traffic. Everybody's clicking on that. If you don't have a place for people to opt in to maybe get a free gift or report on that page, you're missing out. You're really missing out, okay? So if that's one of the most searched pages or places that people are going, think about that as a missed opportunity. It's opportunity, huge opportunity for you to grab something. Now, and somebody said that makes sense, because it does, like, do that, right? All right, so I'm going to go in another thing that I want to just be clear on is this. And I don't know if you guys know this, but we're on the brink of email is going to be used by over 3 million people by 2020. That's next year. Like almost half the world's population next year will be using email, and that's one reason I love it. Now, for every dollar that I spend on email marketing, I get an average return of $38. Now, I don't know how many of you guys like to trade $1 for $20. Like if I had a $20 bill and I said, you give me $1, I'll give you $20. You know, I mean, everybody would probably say yes to that deal. I mean, we say it all day long, and many of you guys know this, and I want to tell you, whoa, that's not really crazy. But also, email marketing drives customer acquisition and customer retention. So I think about this when people are opting into that. Realize that, you know, it's a great way to make things happen. If you're not still doing it, realize it's huge opportunity, you know, to make things happen. And a lot of people talk about Facebook marketing, and I'm going to answer a question here a little bit about bots. I have people responding to my bots right now because I just started implementing them just like the last 2 days. So I'm really that fresh new, but I'll tell you something that's really working well for me. But when people are looking for the most direct way to interact or reach their audience, it's always best to turn to email. And actually, I don't know if you know, Forrester research said people are twice likely to sign up for email lists they are to interact with you on Facebook. Now, social media and search, and I'm just going to say, if you look, should not be ignored, and I'm not ever going to tell anybody that, but email has higher conversion rates than those two tactics combined. And customers who rely on emails about their business to shop, make more informed purchase decisions. So, I mean, realize that you've got opportunities to help them make the buying decisions, help them, if they're shopping around, to give them that opportunity so they come back to you. But here's the thing to think about. Personalized emails receive transaction rates that are 6 times higher than any others. And, one of the things that we do is whenever somebody, we get somebody to respond, we send them personal messages. I have people in my team that will actually send personal messages to people. And after a while, after we're sending a personal message, and the first message a lot of time is, hey, what did you think? And it's somebody else from the team saying, hey, what did you think about that? And then it's, this and this is great. You enjoyed it. Well, what kind of, now we get back to them in a personal conversation to get back to them. And we're making sales left and right because of personalized emails. And most people don't do that after somebody responds to it. They let everything else do that. But here's the other thing is this. Consumers, and this is a big thing for everybody to realize why more people need to start sliding back, start putting more attention onto email, is because, people who spend, purchase products through email spend 138 times more than those who don't receive email offers. That's pretty big. And, and this is the big thing too, is email marketing is the greatest driver of customer retention from there. But the bottom line is this, and I believe this, I know this is true, but email marketing is a revenue engine you simply can't ignore. Now, the reason I want to bring that up is because of a little trick that I want to share with you, a little hack. I want to share with you is this. Now, I'm going to get back on camera, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw something for you guys, okay? So I'm going to get back on camera and I'm going to draw something for you, hopefully, if my pad of paper. Okay, cool. I got my pad. So I've got a pad of paper here. I'm going to use this as an example for you guys. Now, there was a lot of people. I would say majority of you said you have opt-in pages, or what do they call them today? What? They're calling them lead magnets these days. It's the same thing. They just changed the name. So many of you guys, you said you either need one or you have one. So, or you need one, right? So let me tell you something that's very important, and then we'll play this with everything else that you're doing. And I'm going to draw this out for you. And what I'm going to draw for you is that lead magnet page, and that's exactly what it is. And let's just say we have a special report. It's 5 reasons you need to work with me than anybody else, or 5 reasons you need to use Google AdWords, or 5 reasons whatever. We have that report. You use Google AdWords to increase your business. So let's just say, and I'll call it X. So that'll be the name of the report. So we have this report, whatever we want to call it, you can call it, but we have that opt-in page. Now, here's an important thing for everybody to pay close attention to, is this. Now, there is one moment in history of all email interaction that you're ever going to have with any person in the world, is when they're going to be most likely to open that email. There's one time. Now, if I went and looked at all my data, I would tell you that there is the one moment in history that I have the highest open rates, the highest click-through rates, the highest purchase rates, and it's one moment in time. And that is the moment when somebody goes and puts their information in and signs up to get that report. And that's what this little email thing right here is, which I'm giving you, is a report. And that's the link to get the report. That is the one moment, that we have that we can really get, is the one moment that we can get people to open the highest. Now, so I want you to think about this, and I want you to really realize this, because there's a huge, and one thing that Jack loves talking, Jack and I are in a mastermind together, and one thing he brought up to the mastermind is missed opportunity. Like, it's like there is if you're going in and having somebody sign up for on your opt-in page and getting the email to get whatever you promised them, that's all you're doing, like everybody tells you to do, you're missing out. And there's a huge missed opportunity right here. And let me draw something in closer to your attention for you to pay attention to, is this, is the fact that about 320% more revenue, 320% more revenue is on the welcome message, is 320% more revenue is attributed to them on a per email basis than any other email promotion around. Out of all email promotions, welcome messages are incredibly effective. Now think about this, 320% more revenue is attributed to them on a per email basis than any other thing out there. Now, I don't know if you understand that with this, but if you're not making an offer on this sign up, when somebody's signing up, then you're missing out. Whatever the offer is going to be. Now, for most of you guys, I noticed there's a couple of people that are selling products. Most of you guys are in local. Now, I don't know if you have a place for somebody to, maybe sign up to get a free consultation, somebody to, work, go to your page, buy your service, whatever it is. But this is a huge opportunity right here. You can make 320% more revenue off that. Now, let me just tell you, here's how to do it. So here, before I tell you how to do it, let me make a point here. And this is important for you guys to hear. There is one moment in time that somebody is going to actually, if we send out broadcasts, let's say we have people, or let's say we cold email somebody, we're sending a cold email. We have to capture their attention, right? If we're sending a cold email, if we're sending a broadcast out to our list, whether they've already subscribed, we send a broadcast, we have to capture their attention. We have to get in front of them. We have to get them to pay attention to that. But when somebody signs up, when somebody comes to a page and says, I want that, they're going to go look for whatever it is. So they gave you their attention. They're giving you, they're like, here, I'm going to look. They're going to search for this. They're going to be anticipating. They're going to be waiting for it. They gave you their attention at that moment. You have their undivided attention, and you have an opportunity at that moment to make money. I don't know if you guys understand this, but there's a huge opportunity for you to make money. Now, let me tell you how to do that. All right, and I'm going to tell you how to do that in a second. But does this make sense? Like, that is the one moment in the history of any conversation. Cold email, cold email, because cold email, you got to capture their attention. Sending a broadcast, we got to capture their attention. When somebody signs up, and it's called triggers, so somebody triggers you to send them an email. That is the one moment they're waiting for it, they're anticipating it, and they want it. And that is a moment you can make 320% more revenue. Does that make sense so far? Right on, makes sense. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right. So, but somebody said, what are the magic words? I will tell you the magic words. Don't worry. And John is, they're engaged. They're engaged. They want it. They anticipate it. They're waiting for it. So we got yeses. We got yeses across the board. Okay. So let me share with you the cool little thing that I've discovered. Now, out of every human being out there in the marketing community that I've ever met, I have never found anybody that split tests more than me. Now, Jack, actually, I guarantee you, if I stopped, he would catch up to me pretty quickly because he's a fast implementer. Jack is probably the fastest implementer I've ever met. And I've met a lot of people. It's interesting. But anyway, my point is this. There's not many people out there. Jack split tests like crazy now. But I will say there's not many people like Jack and I. And but there is one company out there that split tests more than us. As a company, as individuals, I guarantee you put Jack and I together. Now, you put Jack and I together, there's probably no individual in the world that ever split tests as much as we do. I haven't met one. Now, but there's one company that has split tested more than us. And that one person or that one company is this. And the one company that I actually do pay attention to what they're doing and things like that, and that company is Amazon. Now, how many of you say yes? How many of you actually buy stuff on Amazon?
Good guys, Brian.
Do what?
Brian said immediately Amazon. So good.
I mean, Amazon. Yep. Yes. Okay. So, all right. So let me just tell you that I know for a fact Jack buys on Amazon. In fact, he's been posting all his Amazon buys lately for
Hello.
He's doing next week.
Yes.
In our conversations back and forth, he's sending me damn links of, oh, look at I just got on Amazon. And in fact, I told him about I told you about a headset for the event that you're doing, and he writes back is, what's the Amazon link? So now the reason I bring that up is because Amazon is the one company out there in the world that I know that split tests more than me. So I like to pay attention to people that really split test, that I know for a fact, actually, they have enough more traffic, anything else to ever split test. So I always am looking at them. I always have been. I respect people that, especially when something stays around for a long time. And now let me bring something up to you. All right. And let me share with you something before I get into that. So if we're going back to this piece right here, remember we have somebody signing up, we give them, let's say we have our, our message. Let me actually pop up on my screen, and let's see here. Let me see if I can pop up on my screen and pop up a notepad. And I write all my emails in Notepad. And in fact, I just wrote an email out before we got on here. So let me just change this up and delete this. Okay, so and let me show you my screen. So here's what I want you to see, and I want you to understand, okay, is most people, whenever they're writing their welcome messages, here's what they're doing, okay? And I guarantee you it's not your fault if you're doing it this way because nobody's telling you to do it the correct way. But most people will be like, the subject line will be something like, thank you. And then the message, I'm just using this as, a slight example. Thank you for grabbing my, XYZ report. And I'm using XYZ just as report. And then they'll go something like, here's the link. And then link, right? And then I'm just going to sign this off. All right, so this is what most people are doing. I mean, something this simple. That's what most people are doing, right? All right, now, This is what most people are doing. But here's the trick. So I'm going to bring this back and I'm going to expand this for you. I don't know. How many of you are doing it just like this? Just say yes over here just so I know. Yeah. How many of you are doing it like something similar to this? It doesn't have to be exact wordings, but this is pretty much it is. Somebody signs up for your stuff, you send them a link, and you give them whatever you told them. Yes, I'm getting yes, 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 absolutely yes. I am very similar. Yeah, similar. Yep. Probably if I had a lead magnet, yep. More content in mind. Okay, I get it. But you're hemming away, so you should. No, a little bit more. No, a bit more. Yeah, but simply, this is the point I want to make. Do you, on your page, you say to somebody, they sign up, you promise them something, you say, here's whatever I promised you. Pretty much that's the essence of the whole thing, right? Right. So that's what, yeah, it's clear. Yeah. So now here is the thing, and this is the little trick, right? Here's the big trick that most people don't realize is, and you could just take a page out of Amazon's book. Many of us buy on Amazon. Let me just share with you, if we go to Amazon, if we click over to Amazon, what you're going to see is something like this. And something like this. You'll see frequently bought together. So you'll see the, things that, these are my books. Or customers who bought this item also bought this. You guys, are you ever pay attention to these little things? Yeah. Yes. Okay, cool. So here's my point. This right here is a sneaky little trick or a little hack that you can use. Take it straight from Amazon. They've already proved that this wording works. So watch this. This is a simple little thing that you can do to make so much more money. Do whatever you have and then go simple, because one of the most read things is the PS. PS. People who download this also, let me move my mouse. Also, you could say buy, this. You could say, I'm just going to use some, you could say buy this. So you could give them a link to buy something if that's what makes sense with your business. So let me use, and buy this. People, what might say also,
get access.
Out. Do what?
Get access. So just kind of, if you need the wording, also look at Amazon. If you get the wording, you go back to that image, and then you will see. And then, so that's how I do it. You kind of, customer who bought this item also bought. Huh? So
yeah, but you can also use it. So if somebody's got an application, also fill out this application. Also, fill out this critique. Also, so we don't have to use bot. We could use other things. The people who downloaded this item also took this specific action.
You have to take a look, because with emailing you have spam words, so you have to take that in consideration so that it goes to the spam filter.
Yeah.
But if I need a button name, a button color, or something ideas, I look also on Amazon to get those ideas.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we always test from here. I always test from here, but that could be beaten. But does that make sense? Even, that's actually, somebody said a good one. A couple said this, customers who downloaded this item also got this. Boom.
Got
also
access.
Yeah, got access to this. Or just think about that. Does that make sense? I just want to make this point and really put it inside your mind, because here's the thing. People aren't realizing you could do it super simple way, because 320% more revenue is attributed to them on a per annual basis. So if you don't do something on that page, your income or your revenue is zero. And this is a quick and easy way for anybody to get people to take the action that they want them to take, and get them to take, from there. And here's the other thing, and I want to tell you this. Now, let me just expand this out a little bit more, this whole thought, because what this really is, and, we could get, very technical in it, but here's the thing. What this really is this right here is a triggered email. when somebody signed up, it triggered this email to go out. Does that make sense? That is a triggered email. So here's what I want each and every one of you to start thinking about, right? The start thinking about is this. Triggered emails are the number one the missed opportunity for everybody. Everybody, people have taken some kind of action and they're looking for this email. Let me give me some more examples, because that was just the welcome message. Let's look at this one. Welcome message. This also works, and think of this. That means this, means triggered emails. So there's other triggered emails. There's order confirmations. So I want you to think about this. Like, how many of you have order confirmation? Order confirmation. So somebody signs up for your service. Somebody signs up for your, buys your product. What are you doing in that email? Think about that. Like, is it, here's your receipt? Or are you saying people who purchased this also bought this? Also upgraded to this? Order confirmations. Crazy. They triggered that moment. Here's another one. Password resets. A lot of people don't even think about this. They don't even think about the fact that that's a moment. When are you looking for? Think about the last time you looked for email. The last email I guaranteed I was looking for was a damn password reset. I forgot the password, click the button, boom, there. Password resets. But think about it, those are triggered messages. Those are messages that people are guaranteed to go look at, and there's missed opportunity for everybody if you're not doing that. And there's another one, email receipts. There's email receipts. What about it? You send them an email receipt. It's like, there's huge, from there, from that. From there. Now, somebody said the unsubscribe page. Oh my God. So I will tell you, the unsubscribe page is actually a huge, when somebody's unsubscribing, if you can have them, every autoresponder is a little bit different. I make tons of money selling on off my unsubscribe link. So and I'll say this, there's multiple different companies. Some companies allow you to click the unsubscribe link. When they click the unsubscribe link, say, sorry to see you go. Like, you can manage that page. And they'll say something like, sorry to see you go. And then you can say, by the way, before you go, hey, and I used to sell hosting off that like crazy, where it's like, here's a free gift from me just to say bye. And it's like, you're parting the gift. And I gave them free websites, and then they signed up for hosting, and, you can make tons of money off that. So there's huge opportunities anytime somebody takes action, because here's the thing that most people need to realize is this. If you asked me 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, hey, what's the number one biggest asset I have in my company? I would say my list. You ask me today, the number one biggest, asset I have in my business is attention. And the moment somebody triggers a receipt, the moment that somebody triggers the welcome message, the moment somebody triggers the order confirmation, the moment somebody triggers the reset, I've got their attention. I got their undivided attention. They are looking for that. And that is a huge opportunity for us to make more money. In fact, that's a huge opportunity for us to make about 320% more revenue just by doing it, things like that, on triggered messages, just from triggered messages. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And I'm just going to tell you guys, there's huge missed opportunity there. Just think about this. There's triggered. Great stuff. Thanks. No problem. From there, it's huge. Good.
So
Great triggers. Yeah. Go ahead.
Matt is teaching this in the mind of emailing. So if we want to translate it to local marketing, you can think about what is the best moment to respond to a prospect. Kind of when the opt-in page is kind of an response to a voice drop, correct? So the voice drop, so somebody responds to your voice drop, they call you up. What is the best moment to convert them to a client? So you have the more chance when you answer the phone right away instead of you call them back.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to tell you guys. So, just think, okay, we'll get into a little of my mind. Look, I've made, over, and just from email alone, but in all businesses, we've done over $100 million in the last 20 years. Some years are different than others, but overall, we've done well over $100 million in my companies in the last, 20 years. Half my life I've been marketing online. online. But there's an interesting mindset that I want to share with you. Is this? It's kind of one shot, one kill. I kind of have this. There's a thing that goes through my head, and maybe I could just inject it in your mind. Is this one question that I always ask myself? When is now a good time? Now, right? I mean, when is now a good time? If I let somebody walk out the door, if I let somebody leave, if somebody took an action to go to my page, I've got that opportunity. But here's the thing. I got one shot. It's one shot, one kill. I don't know if you guys ever, some of you guys are all over the world. I have about 290 acres, and I don't really hunt, but I got people that do. And if you miss that freaking shot, you're probably never going to be able to get it again, because the thing's going to run off, and whatever it is. But it really comes down to one shot. You've got one opportunity. That same exact thing holds true. You may never have that opportunity again, and you got to take advantage of that. And most people don't understand opportunity cost, and it's huge. Opportunity cost is probably one of the biggest things that Jack likes to talk about. Since I've been around him, he's always talking about missed opportunities. But most people, don't realize, think about this. If the hotel doesn't book a hotel room, it has a hotel, room that's not, used that night, the next day they can never recoup that money because it's gone. That opportunity is over of filling that. So they lost out. I mean, that's lost out on opportunity cost. And the same thing is, if you don't go in and start implementing these things that we're talking about right now, that call comes in, that voice drop phone call comes in, you don't answer the phone. That's an opportunity cost, because I guarantee you getting them back is going to be a pain in the butt. You're going to be playing friggin' phone tag. You're going to feel like you're back a kid again, trying to play hide and seek, because that's all it's going to be. You don't want, you want to, like John Hemingway says it great, is strike while the iron's hot. And that's exactly, what I'm talking about is, whenever we trigger anything, that should cause us to, be able to, it has an opportunity for us to make tons of money.
So, and the second thing what I wanted to mention is related to local marketing is, so you get an order confirmation, and you can visualize that you get a credit card to provide AdWords management. So what is the best opportunity to upsell? Right at that moment, you are going to explain that not only AdWords is important, but also Google My Business is important, or maybe a nice website, whatever your second service is. At that very moment, when you got a credit card, when the order is confirmed, you're going to explain what they also need. Does that make sense? That is the best moment to expand your order. Okay, they give you trust. They want to succeed. You are at that moment the expert. They are in the mood to improve their business, and they trust you to provide that. So I have very good success when I offer AdWords to upsell them to Google My Business. That's really working for me. 9 to 10 times at least, almost always. And then I double my fee.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I was doing that as a kid. I didn't realize this, but it's funny. I learned that lesson as a kid. I used to deliver papers. I don't know how many of you guys ever did, but I delivered papers all over town. And I grew in my town. I grew one of the biggest. We were in a small town in Youngstown, outside of Youngstown, Ohio. I grew up in Cortland, Ohio. But when I was delivering the papers, I would literally go up. And back when I delivered papers, we had these little, you held a thing. You had to rip the weeks off on there, and I handed it to them after they handed me checks. And I didn't know what I was doing at the time. But let me tell you what I look back and I'm like, God, that was brilliant. And I would, because I got to know the people, right? So I'm there every day. I'm delivering the papers. I would go once a month. I'd go collect from them, and it was like $2 a week. I think that's what I charged, or what I had to charge. And then, because I had to pay for the papers that I delivered. And I would go up and I would charge them $2 a week. And if it was, 4 weeks in the month, or sometimes 5 weeks, I would charge them based upon that. And so they give me $8 or $10 or whatever it was a month to manage the papers. Well, what I ended up doing was, I grew so big. In fact, I went to people, and as they were doing that, writing the check, said, "Oh, by the way, I noticed your grass needs to be mowed." I charged $20 a yard to mow the grass, and literally, I was closing like 100% as I was 12 years old, and I didn't realize what I was doing. But I did. Looking back, I'm like, oh my god, like they had their wallets out. They were handing me money, and then I just upsold them to do it, to mow their grass. And in fact, I'll even tell you what I did. I take it even deeper, which most kids probably didn't take it to this level. But then I remember the first time I ever did that, I actually picked up 20 clients, 20 lawn care clients from my paper route, because I delivered 120 papers. I think that during when I had started, I had about 120 people on my route. So the first time I only collected from 20 people, I closed 20 people to mow their grass. And then what I did is I went to the bus stop the next day, because now I'm a kid, 12-year-old kid. I'm like, how in the hell am I going to mow all these grasses? I don't have enough time to do this. And so one of the kids at the bus stop was, his name was Aaron. I'm not going to say his last name, but Aaron, there was Aaron sitting there, and he's like, my dad won't give me money for baseball cards. And I'm like, you want to make some money? And he's like, I said, I'll tell you what, because I calculated in my head it's going to take me about 1 hour to mow each grass, because we lived in a small town, so it wasn't like everybody had a lot of property. And I charged him $20. I said, I'll tell you what, Aaron, I'll pay you $5 an hour to mow grass for me. And he's like, seriously? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm calculating in my head, that'll get him a couple of packs of baseball cards. And he was so excited. I'm like, yeah, you'll be able to get baseball cards. Your dad won't give you any more money, and then you can go buy baseball cards from that. So I delivered papers, went by, expected, as I went by, he's mowing grass. And then I actually picked up more kids at the bus stop, because everyone started making money. And I had them all, I paid them all at the bus stop. I collected the checks, and then I just paid them all. And think about that and put that story in your head. It is one of those things, like somebody said, would you like fries like that? The greatest moment to make the upsell is when they got the credit card out. And I was gonna do share with you guys something that's really just kind of in brain, it put it in your brain even more. And and I wanted to share with you, like, let me just see, I'm just doing a quick quick search, and I want to share this something just to ingrain a mind, something in your mind that'll make you guys think about this and always remember this. And this is probably the best example I'll be able to give you right at this moment, if I can get there, is going to be this picture. So let me see if you guys, I don't have it on. Let's see here, copy, and let's see, copy this, boom. And is this. Look, I mean, and I hate to use this example, but this is so important for people to realize. When a buyer's in heat, and this is what I want you to understand, when a buyer's in heat, and you could keep on selling them. And, and that's one of those things. And if you actually think about when a dog's in heat, there's only a certain period of time. And when it comes to selling, when it comes to business, when it comes to everything, I used to run tons of sales guys. Let me go in here and I'll share with you something that I've discovered about sales guys or sales. But as there's going to be multiple different people that you're ever going to get. And let's just go to paint. So I'm going to go in here to paint, and I'm going to share with you something to realize that if we're looking at, I'm going to use a crayon and I'm going to use black. Okay, so all right, so here is, so we have a moment in time when people, we have a couple different types of people you're going to find. You're going to have people that you're going to talk to, they're going to be hot, and they're going to buy from you immediately, and then every time you talk to them, they're going to buy from you. You're going to have other people that are going to buy at that moment. You probably never talk to them again unless, things from there. You're going to have people that just do this. You're going to have other people that are going to flatline. Like there's maybe, one, and this is kind of, it's interesting in our sales, we have analyzed all the sales that we've had. We have some people that buy from us, they buy from us occasionally. We have people that buy from us once, they go away, they buy from us again, they go away, they buy from us going again. And then there's other people that are just continuously keep on buying from us. And as we go through, these are the ones that when people are hot, they're hot and they'll keep on buying. But the moment when a lot of buying happens is in the first couple days, when they're hot, they're excited, from here. That's the moment to catch them, when they're in heat. And so I hate to throw a crazy picture for you. That's the first one I could find. But I just want you to think about that when you're doing it. Like they're in heat. When somebody gives you, their credit card, they're in heat. And just keep on selling to them, because a buyer is a buyer is a buyer. But they will go out of heat very quickly. if you don't take advantage of that moment. Funny. Somebody says, you made the impression. Well, yeah, and I want to make sure it really stays in your mind and you think about that and it keeps on coming back in your mind as when the phone rings, right? So an OTOs is a good example. OTO is a great example. One-time offers are great examples, are great examples. It's kind of like one of those things, one shot, one kill, and you've got an opportunity. Whenever that opportunity presents itself, you can take advantage of it, because if not, that opportunity is going to go away. And that's getting back to it. I mean, that's what triggered messages all come down to, and that's why this is so true. This is so true. The welcome message is 20% more revenues attributed to them than anything else from there, is because, of that moment, is because they've triggered something and they chose to give you their attention. And when you got their attention, is a great time, great opportunity for you to make tons of money.
Yep.
Oh, my bad. I was not supposed to go that far. Make sense?
Yeah. I will not forget that example.
Love it. Yes. From there. All right. So here's what somebody says, looking forward to meeting you in Boca Raton next week. Yeah. So cool. I don't know. Yeah, for those of you going to be in Boca, I will tell you that I can't wait to shake your hand. Shake your hand and get to meet you there. I'm I can stick around for a little while. I mean, I really think it's really important to think about we have, opportunity costs, we've got missed opportunities, and there's missed opportunities all around us. And, that's one thing I want to share with you. I think right now, if it's cool, I'll answer any questions anybody has.
So who is coming next week? Enter yes. So Matt also knows, and I get a reminder. So John is coming, Francis is coming, Clue is coming, Frankie, I wish, Jamison, yes, Girish, yes, Louise, yes, Mike, yes, or Louis, yes, George, yes, Paul, yes. So many of you guys are coming, so that's good. So we're really looking forward to give you, big impressions. Okay, big impressions. And if you want to come, then go to jackhopman.com and you find the link. I promise, and Matt promise, we will do everything in our energy level to make this a very good experience. And I have been working now for a couple of weeks, still have another week. Almost all the technical parts are done, so that's good. I even have a private IT person. He came in today to test the sound and all that kind of things. So, yep, we take this serious. So if you still is a week ahead, I think still in a week you can do a lot of things to come and have shake our hands and have that great experience.
So, somebody said, am I going to be there on the 16th or 17th? I'll be there on both days. So I'm there both days for you. Brian did ask me a question regarding chatbots. So let me show you guys something where I told him I would answer that question. So I'm actually going to do that. Let me find something. I'm going to go and Jack, this worked like freaking gangbusters.
Yeah, I'm curious too. So
yeah, I am. Let me share with you guys something. This is okay. Hold on, let me find it. because I got a lot of stuff in my account.
So Francis, in generally, you want to collect the emails, whatever prospecting method you use, and then from that email, you can contact them in another way. But it starts kind of with getting their email address.
Yeah, I mean, so we'll go over. Here's something that I'm doing. I really put up I'm just gonna tell you, I got in chatbots like 2 days ago. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I've been marketing online forever. I wasn't really big into it, but I am now. I'm really kind of pretty excited about this. So let's go in here. Like, for every minute, let me show you my screen. Okay. So my bots are talking to people, right? And actually, somebody that just came in here just said I'm not as smart enough. Let's see this one right here. Okay. So you'll see people talking back and forth. But if you look over here, you'll see all the conversations that people have been having with my bot, and it goes on forever. You look at this. I mean, just boom, 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 people talking all day. They've been talking. You can see it like almost every minute. There's been a conversation with my bot. And I know I'm showing names here, and I know it's a private thing. So, but you'll see. Look, 54. 50, I mean, these people are talking to my bot. Okay. A really important point is, and this actually goes to what I've been doing is this. So how I have it is, after somebody registers for my webinar, this is how I'm using it right now. So this is what's really going on behind the scenes. And behind the scenes, when I sign up for it, I do have where down here, I have one. So here's something to think about. This is a big mistake I think a lot of people make. People are like, oh, I'm putting on my thank you page, getting people to sign up for my bots. That's what a lot of people I know are doing. And they're like, it's not working. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I literally picked hundreds of people up today. And this is a big point, and then I'll get into the bigger point, okay, to really answer the question. A confused mind never buys. Is an important concept to throw in everybody's mind. A confused mind never buys. Just write that down and remember that forever. It's really important. And how we confuse people a lot of times is we give them multiple different action steps. And so a lot of people, when they have like thank you pages, they might say, oh, go here, like I have this, go here, attend this. And my whole goal on this thank you page was to get people to give free trials. And in fact, we got a couple hundred free trials today. And that's all I wanted from this page. Really, I mean, yeah, this is for everybody. They needed it. But I wanted, on this page, I wanted one thing to happen, and that one thing was to get people to sign up for the free trial. I did not want anybody to do anything else. It was suggested to me that I actually put in another step of having people sign up for the chat bot. I didn't like that, because all I care about is getting people to take one specific action, specifically like this action right here on this page. So my point is so I started looking at it, started analyzing, I started saying how, and the guy I'm working with that actually teaches bots said to me, he's like, holy crap, you had more people sign up for your bot than I've had, and he's named some big names. And I'm like, well, because what I did was I framed the message. And so how I did it was I said, check your email for login details. And then on that, inside the login email, we have a link for a free gift using, this. And so what I told them is, so as soon as somebody signs up, they're getting a welcome message. And remember this, I knew the welcome message, the message with the login details, which is the next message they get. When they sign up, they get that message. It's actually everything I just told you. I did today. Really, God, I just thought of that. But I actually framed it on the thank you page. It said, check for the email with the login details. And on that, you're going to find this Flexi list building method. Inside this, you'll get details of how to, do this, and you'll need this as soon as it happens. But here is what I did. This is the message that people get when they sign up. Thank you for registering for this. Get ready quick. Grab this free thing right here and click here. Now this, actually watch this. When somebody clicks this link, what's going to do is it's going to go into the bot, and all of a sudden it's, hey, would you like to get this? This right here. And then I just put, yes, I would. And people are communicating with this all day, all day long in there. And they're reporting, they're going, yes, I would. it's coming in, the bot's coming, the thing will start talking to them at that moment. There's the download. Now I'm getting a 30-day free trial. They're clicking on this. We're picking up free trials and everything else from this. But my point I want to make is, and here's the link, from there. And that's what the bot's been doing all day long. Now, I just realized it's in my personal account. But so that's what's happening in the bot as I'm going through. And you'll see here it is over here where people are communicating with the bot. But all day, people have been communicating with this, doing that one thing. And the reason for that is because I knew that people are going to be looking for this. I put it here. So when they land on the kind of, if we're talking about from an OTO perspective, I just said, oh, go here, click on this. People are going to buy that. And then after they do that, check that welcome message. That welcome message right there is building it. I think I picked up, I don't know where we're at right now. I know it was over hundreds of people that just joined my chat, my bot list, so I can communicate with them. I don't know if you guys seen that, but that's just exactly what I'm talking about. I knew that it's, if I gave them too many things to do, if I said, go up here, click here, sign up for this, go down here, click this, sign up for this, click here, sign up for this, they would never in their life ever do anything I told them. But I gave them one thing to click for, and then I told them to check that, and then when they got it, they actually went in and got it. And this is one of those, this opens up in the chat bot. This delivers everything in the chat bot. So I'm actually delivering the thing in the chat bot, now building the chat bot from there. And it's working like freaking game busters.
Yep. So with the chat box, you kind of want to convert your email address to the chat box system, and now you can communicate via chat box, offer them a report, and if you want to communicate with him for a next event or next promotion or a next thing, in a webinar, you can just also communicate them via the chat now. So it's just another way to communicate. It's like you have your email, you have your text messages, and now, because so many people using Facebook, now you have a tool to communicate in the personal message from Facebook. Automated.
Yeah, and Eric asked a good question. Do you consider a chatbot similar to an autoresponder? Yes, I do. There's really, to me, the way I'm looking at this now realize I'm coming in with different eyes. There's two ways I'm looking at it. It's exactly like an email autoresponder. One, when somebody's triggering the chatbot, initially when somebody's triggering the chatbot to get them to do whatever I want them to do, it's kind of like the welcome message. It's that one time where they're going to most interactive. The other side of it is, now that they're on my chat, my list, I have the opportunity to broadcast out to them just like I would be able to broadcast with an email. So let's say Jack and I do a webinar together and I have him go into my list and we're going to be, let's say, open up his turbo or opening up, something to my list. And I could literally go out to all my people and say, hey, I know you signed up for this one webinar, but I got another webinar that's coming up. I got Jack on here. We're going to be talking about this, his new, this program he's got, it's called Turbo. Get on here and listen. Right now, I could use it as a broadcasting system too. So to me, when somebody triggers it, getting back to this, when somebody triggers is the moment they're going to do the most interactive. After that, after that, now let's say a week, after they're done communicating with it, that's the trigger. They triggered it. Think about this. I mean, exactly everything I told you is there. The moment I have them triggered is the moment I can actually get them to do the most things. If later on I go back to it and I send a broadcast and they haven't heard from me and they haven't communicated with me, now I've got to gain their, gain their attention. But they gave me their attention as soon as they triggered that. So that's like the welcome message. That's a trigger message. If, later on I send a broadcast, it's like, or send a, message out to everybody, that's a, broadcast. So, from there, somebody asked the question, where can we learn about email right away? I don't know if Jack, if you're cool. Like, I actually didn't realize this was on here, but I noticed, so let me share with you guys something that's going to be on what we're going to be doing. So at Jack's event, I'm going to go over how I generate an avalanche of 10,978 new leads a day. I'm going to share with you guys that. So here's the cool thing for you local people. I'm just going to tell you, this is pretty exciting. the one strategy I'm gonna share with you guys, because you guys are in local, I have people in the local business that are literally getting leads for $2, flipping them for $25 to mortgage brokers. They're doing some big stuff. It's called arbitraging. So what I'm going to tell you is when you're listening to what I'm going to share, it's going to be able to generate, you're going to be able to generate a lot of leads to it. But I also want you to put on your thinking cap of how you can you can actually use it to arbitrage leads to other people. If you want to generate leads for mortgage brokers, you want to roofers, you want to generate those kind of leads, you can use the same exact strategies I'm going to share about at his event. In fact, I'm going to share things like the number one most important marketing equation in the world when it comes to email marketing. While I'm there, I'm also going to be sharing with you how you can get customers to spend 138% more money. And also the 11 golden keys of email marketing mastery while we're together, and the number one most critical metric. Now, remember I talk about numbers. There's a metric that I think is very important when it comes to email marketing. I'm going to go over that while we're together. And plus, of course, I'm also going to share with you how I generate up to an avalanche of 10,978 new leads a day. While we're there, plus much, much more. And I'm only brought that up because somebody asked the question, where can I learn more? Well, you'll be able to learn a lot more when we're together in Boca next week. So I'm excited to be able to share that with you guys and to let you guys know about that, while we're there. This is, some of you guys probably saw me skip over this. I just wanted to give you guys a quick resource that I love looking at. And it's also called is swipe.co. I'm sorry. Yeah. Swipe.co. Let's see. I'm going to just type it to you. SWIPED.co. This right here is a cool resource, for you guys to be able to look at different marketing, people like their opt-in pages, stuff like that. Things have been tested. If you're looking for swipe material, that's where I get a lot of ideas from. And I skipped it over, and I skipped over it because I was drawing stuff out for you. But that's where I get a lot of ideas from. You can find things in different markets, different niches that you might be in, and you can just look at that and just get inspiration and ideas of swipe stuff. But I mean, from there.
Very cool, Matt. Yep. So thank you for being on this training. It was very entertainment also for me. We learned again a lot. It was from another perspective how you convert a prospect, either with email, and also similar with what we have been teaching, how to communicate with the client. And today is Tuesday, so next week Tuesday, not Wednesday, Thursday. So 1 week and 2 days. I like to see you in person, and hopefully we have a good time. 2 days, I'm sure, and you will get not only 1 hour training. You don't get 8 hour training. No, you get 16-hour training. So
yeah.
So I'm sure you guys, if you only take one thing home, it's worth the energy, it's worth the money, it's worth the time. So thanks everybody, and I love to see you next week, Tuesday, on the training. Thanks everybody. Thanks, Matt.
All right. Yeah, no problem.